Okay, so the Season 19 patch notes have dropped. I playtested in the Season 19, so I can give some unique perspective, and we can kind of just, look what's new and what isn't. With these new changes, there's going to be some issues with ranked, because as the title suggests, this is a big blow for solo queue players, in particular rats, rank solo queue players, which usually goes hand in hand, but not always. And I'm doing this live on stream, so chat is not on the screen, but they are also watching, so I can't screw up too much, otherwise they're gonna hold it against me. We got, obviously, Conduit. We've covered how she works in depth, but basically, her passive gives her a burst of speed running towards a teammate out of tactical range. It's not a burst of speed. It's as long as you run towards your teammate, you will permanently run at 388 velocity. Her tactical blasts your ally with energy, regenerating temporary shields for them when in danger. It regenerates, I think it's 10 per second. It's 80 shields, I think, over 8 seconds. And on yourself, and if you do it on a teammate, I think it's double. So that would be 160. Ultimate Energy Barricade. Deploy an array of shield jamming devices which damage and slow enemies. It's just basically like Bang Ult, but it's permanent. It stays for 1 minute, and if you get close enough, it will like slow you and deal damage. Their rotation is going to be Broken Moon, Olympus Storm Point. Not too bad. They're updating the map. A new feature launching restrictions live in game notifications for banned players. Okay, so they will just alert if someone gets banned by anti-cheat. Okay, so they're just like announcing that officially. I guess it didn't really do that before. This was already live. We got this literally in the previous game because there's so many cheaters. So first we have promotional trials, where in Season 19 players will enter a promotional trial state where they will reach the peak of their tier. During this trial, LP loss and gains are frozen, allowing the player to focus on completing the trial. Completing the conditions of a trial within the given match count limit, either by winning a game or completing the alternative, will allow promotion into the next tier with a 250 LP promotional bonus. Failing to complete the trial within the match limit results in the trial ending and a loss of LP based on the player's performance. Trials are time limited to 5 matches, increasing by 1 game each time a player fails, and then re-enters the same trial up to a max of 10 retries. Promotional trials are skipped during provisional matches. So a lot of people heard trials. They heard like, oh, trials, time trials. And they were like, oh, these are going to be really bad. They're saying that, oh yeah, this trial is going to be like, you have to kill 5 players on, trials. You have to use a prowler to get whatever kills. Those are not the challenges you're getting. They're actual tangible objectives you have to get in game. And the main reason this exists is because a lot of players rat between the tiers. If you're like 10 RP off your next match from gold to platinum, a lot of players just go in and they rat and they get the 10 LP and now they're platinum. But you can't do that anymore because you have to complete the trial if you want to proceed. You need to actually play the game to do that. So if you go from rookie to bronze, you have to win a game or get top 10 placement and free kills assist. I think it's both of these at the same time in 3 separate games. It's not like you have to do it, like you have to get top 10 3 times and you get free kills 3 times, but I'm not sure. That's the way it looked when we saw the graphics. Bronze to silver, same thing. But now it's top 5 placement and 6 kills or assists. So it's easier to just win a game. Silver to gold, win a game, place top 10. Oh, no, okay, now I see it. That's why. Okay, because I only saw the silver gold. So disregard that. This you just have to get top 10 or 3 kills. Doesn't have to be the same game. And then silver gold, you just win the game. Or you place top 10 and get free kills and assists. Gold to platinum, same thing, win a game. Or in 3 different matches, complete both, place top 5, get 6 kills or assists. And then past platinum and diamond, you have to win a game. And again, you have 5 tries to win a game. If you fail, you go back down. Depending on your performance in the trials, you will go farther down. When you get back to the trials, you will have an additional try up to 10. I think they mentioned that, but I'm saying it again so you remember. They're changing the rank, they're tuning it a little bit, which I think is good. They're increasing the amount of rating bonus given to players to help players ranking up to catch up to their skill bracket. They reduce the bonus that is withheld and thus the difficulty of climbing when players are actively pushing against their skill ceiling. That's really good. That's where I'm stuck at right now. Provisional bonuses are adjusted to land players closer to the expected statistical 1.5 tier drop at the end of their 10 provisional matches, so we're still going to get provisional games, I assume. Ranking difference restrictions for free stack premates have been removed. Players will now be able to play with friends who, no matter they are on their climbs, with the caveat that your squad will face more difficult battles if there is a bigger discrepancy between your skill. Yeah, so I assume they're going to like rank you by your highest. They don't say it, so maybe they won't rank by the highest, but I assume that. The reason this is bad for solo players is because, again, with promos, you have to actually play the game, and we all know how terrible the solo queue experience already is. In addition to that, because there's no longer a party rank restriction, this means that a lot of players that are normally good, like I was gold a few days ago. I'm trying to get to master by the end of the stream, but when I was in gold, I couldn't find anyone to play with. Like, I'm a pretty good player, if you ask me, but I couldn't find anyone to play with because everyone's like in diamond or master already. So I'm forced to basically solo queue if I want to play ranked, and it's really hard to really get out of that situation. And there's a lot of players in that very same situation, but now that the rank restrictions are gone, they're just going to be in a stack constantly. So the pool of high skilled solo players is shrinking, and it's mostly just going to be bad players stuck in solo queue and people going for a challenge of some sort like Shiv or dolphin or someone. Cross progression with rolling out new phases across existing platforms. We've covered this in a whole different video, and then they have a whole blog post there. We're not going to dive into that. And let's just go through these changes again. We'll talk about it. We've already shared all this info, but let's talk about it again. The L star returns to the floor, and the specifics doesn't have disruptors, projectile size reduced, improved recoil pattern, reduced randomness in the early part of the recoil pattern, increased damage to 17, barrel attachment improved to match other weapons. Wingman enters care package. Skullpiercer Elite ignores helmet headshot damage reduction. Boosted loader hop up attached. Base damage increased to 50 from 45. Projectile size increased, so it's much easier to hit. 110, 119 actually ammo, because you also get 9 in the gun. It felt like it was shooting faster, but I told people not to quote me on it, so that's pretty cool. Moving on. Care packages will now always have one weapon at all stages of the game. Really good change. It's really frustrating to just get an armor. Gold weapons rotation, it's right there. I don't care, so moving on. Hop-ups. Boosted loader remover from floor loot. Turbocharger removed 1 damage reduction when equipped. I think this might bring the Havoc into meta, if you can like build it. And definitely the Devotion, again, if you can build it. It's an expensive weapon though, so I don't see the point. For the 30 increased hit power spread. Bow kick, faster initial draw speed. Select fire button now toggles shatter caps. And the shatter caps blast pattern is tightened. We've covered it. I'm going to go over it again. Charge rifle, improved bullet drop ballistics, increased projectile size. Hemlock damage reduced to 21. So that's 3 less damage per burst. Longbow increased projectile size. Sentinel increased amp shot projectile size. Oh, so the amp shot specifically has the larger projectile size. That's cool. It didn't really explain that to us in detail. Double time reduced duration to 2 seconds. Smoke launcher lifetime reduced to 18 from 23. Rolling thunder stun duration reduced to 6 was 8. So I got these right. It just they counted differently. Catalyst piercing spikes. Core no longer blocks projectiles, allowing bullets to pass through. Max in-world count reduced to 2 was free. Throw range decreased by about 50%. I think it was 40 meters now. Dark Veil cooldown now starts after the wall comes down, and reduced lifetime to 25 seconds was 30. Passive update. Pathfinder can now scan care packages even if allies have scanned them. Okay, so Rave's Voices from the Void reduced look time required to triggered, so it feels more reliable, consistent because it just pops earlier. Castle wall reduced recovery time on landing, increased max leap height. I tested this, I think it was 10 meters. I could be wrong though. Revenant Sword Shadows reduced time extension window for assists to 3 seconds was 30, so they messed up the phrasing on this. It's assists. Sniper's Mark is now 6 bullets instead of 5, so it's a tiny vantage buff. Addressed multiple rat spots. They're really cracking down on ratting. Wow, okay. New mixtapes on Stormpoint. Also on Stormpoint, I don't think they mentioned that, but on Stormpoint there's no longer any, so there are no prowlers, but it doesn't seem to be any IMCs either, so they're actually cutting down on NPCs. I think the spiders are still there, but it's way less NPCs than there were before. Players don't respawn with the shield and weapons that they have when they were eliminated, so there's like the respawn. Body shield and helmet level are preserved. Knockdown shields are reset to white. Backpacks are removed. Inventory will contain some ammo for the weapons, 2 syringes and 2 shield cells. They said 2 stacks. Weapons are maintained unless a weapon was a care package weapon, and all weapon attachments are removed, including from kitted weapons. Replicator, ring console, and survey beacon spawn rates have been returned to being even across all POIs. So this is like a comp nerf. It won't really matter for pubs and most ranked players. Mixtape, nobody cares. Let's see if there's any bug fixes. Heat shields can no longer stick to tridents. Even more ratting. That's huge. That is a massive change. Swapping to lower tier armor after taking damage no longer requires a refreshing the death box. The heat shield thing is huge. Graphics, nothing huge. Legends. Loba tactical no longer cancels phone on the tower near containment. Mirage, nothing huge. Revenant. Oh, these are just like quality of life or some small bug fixes. Quality of life. Blue Nessie stays hidden for now, but a new challenger has appeared. Red. Red. Improved PC controller support. Controller input will normally be processed when a different window is focused. Localized audio is being moved out of the base. Okay, so that's something else for... That's just like localized audio, that's like translations and all. But those are all the changes. Again, I've covered all of this new season on different videos, so there's more details, there's gameplay footage and whatever. Just check out my channel, make sure to subscribe or follow if you liked it. Hit the like button, of course. And of course, I will see you all tomorrow. All right, peace out.